This is the L2C Media Network on YouTube, and this is the L2C Sports Final, presented by the L2C the L2C Media Network. And now with the stories of the day in sports, here's the luckiest bean in the world, Steve the Baxman Baxley. The luckiest bean in the world. Ah, yes, I remember that well. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another gorgeously minute edition of the L2C Sports Final. I am your congenial host, Steve Baxley, the Baxman, if you prefer. Squawk about. Sorry for the ums and everything else today. I know I've got a load of tapings to do Sunday, Monday, and probably on Tuesday to catch up. I do a little commentary segment called, well, it used to be called Steve Baxley Something to Say. Now it's just going to be called Steve Baxley Speaking On. And I hope you like what I got to say because it's a little commentary. It's going to be funny, never serious, maybe a little, but we're going to touch on sports, entertainment, very little to no politics, etc., and so forth. We're going to lighten things up and make you laugh, make you think, make you wonder, and make you maybe even start to drink. So tune in. We'll give you all the details. I'm going to be doing some tapings this Sunday and Monday afternoon. So there you go. Please join me, won't you? All right. Now that I've done promoted the other shows that I do, let's do this one and give you all the latest in sports news. Because ball nor any of the sports are happening at this moment. Well, let's start off first with the most unusual thing ever, and that is the UFC matchup at the UFC Fight Island. This is UFC 251, and right now we're going to give you updates of the matches that have taken place. So let's go to it. Davey Grant defeated Martin Day via third-round knockout punch. Carol Rosa defeated Vanessa Mello via unanimous decision. The judges' cards had it 30-26, 30-26, and 30-27. Raulian Pava defeated Zalgas Zumaglov via unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. Markin Tibura defeated Maxim Grishin via unanimous decision, 27, 30-27, 30-26. Leonardo Santos. Thank you. Leonardo Santos defeated Roman Bogatov via unanimous decision, 29-26, 29-26, 29-26. Makwan Amirkhani defeated Dan Henry via first-round submission, a anaconda. Muslim Salikov defeated Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos via split decision, 30-27, 28-29, 29-28. Jiri Prokaska defeated Volkan Odesmir via second-round knockout with a punch. Amanda Ribas defeated Paige Van Zandt via first-round submission with an armbar. Rose Namajunas defeated Jessica Andre via split decision, 29-28, 28-29, 29-28. We have three events left on the 251 card. That's Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo for the vacant bantamweight title. Champion Alec Volkanovski will take on Max Holloway for his featherweight. And Jorge Masvidal will take on Kamaru Usman for his welterweight title. So those are 3 titles left to claim for a night that was truly unique. Fight Island was a reality. UFC 251 goes down from Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. And, well, it's not bad. And there is your MMA report. If 251 ends before we go off the air, Sports Central USA with Mr. Roberto Strauss will carry it on. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go. Substantial amount of cap space, according to Mike Reese and Field Yates of ESPN. The club now has $7.79 million in available space, which is a significant jump from earlier this week, where their backs were firmly up against the cap wall with less than $500,000 before being cut due to off-field issues, including sexual assault allegations that involved sending intimidating text messages to one of his accusers. The Patriots owed the receiver $9 million, and as part of the settlement, are now paying him $5 million, creating $4 million in available credit. As for Hernandez, the less said about him, the very better. The Patriots received a $2.25 million credit towards cap after settling a long-standing compensation grievance involving the late tight end who was released back in 2013. The news of this salary cap relief comes off the heels of the Patriots restructuring running back Rex Burkhead's contract earlier this past week to create nearly $1 million in space after officially signing quarterback Cam Newton. Following Burkhead's reworked deal, New England's cap situation was back to being extremely tight. Now, with this newfound space, the Patriots are looking at a pretty deep pool of available veteran free agents, including defensive end Jadeveon Clowney, running back Devontae Freeman, and defensive end Everson Griffin, and corner Logan Ryan, to name a few. They could also use this room to potentially seek a trade to bolster an area of the roster that is lacking substantial talent or depth, perhaps maybe tight end. No matter how it's used, Bill Belichick now has much more flexibility than he did this time last week, which is a pretty intriguing turn of events when you think about it. 54 minutes past 11 o'clock as we say au revoir to Saturday and a hi to Sunday. In baseball news, the Baltimore Orioles have announced plans. They are going to make an offer to outfielder Yasiel Puig. And that could be interesting. The Baltimore Orioles are expected to be one of baseball's worst teams this season, but that isn't stopping them from pursuing the best remaining free agent indeed. The Orioles have already reached out and made an offer to outfielder Yasiel Puig, according to MLB.com's Mark Feinstein. CBS Sports ranked Puig as 14th best free agent entering the winter, an assertion that proved to be an overrank given his unsigned status. Nevertheless, he's a spiker. Puig, who will turn 30 in December, last made headlines in April. He claimed then that he had received a few offers, including from the Miami Marlins, that he didn't expect there to be a 2020 season. Still, Puig said, if there is, we will be on some team. Puig split last season between Ohio teams. He started the year with the Reds and was moved to the Indians as part of a 3-team trade that landed Trevor Bauer in Cincinnati. Prior to 2019, Puig spent the first 6 seasons of his big league career with the LA Dodgers. He would represent a certain upgrade for the Orioles, who are projected to employ an outfield that includes some combination of Austin Hayes, DJ Stewart, Steve Wilkerson, and Mason Williams. Baltimore also has Cedric Mullins in camp. And don't forget, baseball is scheduled to launch its 2020 season, shortened though it may be, on July 23rd. It was originally set to begin on March 26th, but that coronavirus forced the league to scrap those plans about 2 weeks beforehand. That's good. In this case, our next story, we paraphrase. Because unlike the Rolling Stones, when it comes to college football, time isn't on their side. And by that, I mean, let's read you the headline. The day after Pac 12 followed the Big Ten's lead in deciding to play only conference games this fall in football and other sports, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey said that the concern for having a football season is high to very high. Sankey wrote on Twitter after appearing on ESPN Radio's Marty and McGee on Saturday, quote, "The direct reality is not good. I want to provide the opportunity for college athletics to be part of the fall, but we need to all consider our behavior to make possible what right now seems and appears very difficult," end quote. Sankey reiterated that the SEC plans to determine later this month how to approach the football season. That decision will come as the states within the league's footprint deal with a resurgence of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations. Sankey said, quote, "The direct reality is not good, and the notion that we've politicized medical guidance of distancing and breathing masks and hand sanitation, ventilation of being outside, being careful where you are in buildings, you can't mitigate and eliminate every risk. But how do you minimize that risk? We are running out of time to correct and get things right, and as a society, we owe it to each other to be as healthy as we can be." Now, several college football programs across the country have opted to halt voluntary workouts amid the outbreaks of the coronavirus, but schools are not required to publicly disclose how many of their athletes have tested positive. So it remains unclear how many of the SEC's 14 programs may be dealing with cases. But even without decisive action from Sankey, the league's football season is already guaranteed to look at least a little bit different. The Pac-12's decision to play only conference games wiped out Alabama versus USC for September 5th, Texas and Texas A&M against Colorado, scheduled for September 19th. So far, they're the only SEC games that have been eliminated from the schedule since there were no scheduled meetings between Big Ten teams and SEC teams this season. But if the ACC moves to conference-only games, it would wipe out 6 games for the SEC. So stay tuned, folks. Before you think we may have some good news, there's always somebody around. Talk about yin and yang. Yin and yang. That's right. In Major League Baseball news, as if 2 things weren't enough, our oldest Chapman, the Yankees closer, he's in a little trouble. New York Yankees manager Aaron Boone announced late yesterday, being Saturday, that closer Aroldis Chapman will be away from the team for the foreseeable future after testing positive for COVID-19, per Brendan Kuty of the Star-Ledger. Chapman was said to be experiencing mild symptoms. Chapman is at least the 3rd Yankee player to test positive for the novel coronavirus since resuming training camp earlier in July. Now, previously, the team announced that infielder DJ LeMahieu and right-hand pitcher Luis Cessa had tested positive for COVID-19. Chapman is also one of the bigger name players to test positive league-wide, joining likes of Atlanta Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman, Texas Rangers slugger Joey Gallo, and Colorado Rocky outfielder Charlie Blackmon, among others. The 32-year-old Chapman would be entering his 5th season as a member of the Yankees organization and his 4th since re-signing with the club after the 2016 season. Now, although the virus is considered a respiratory illness, the disease can impact a number of symptoms and organs. That includes possible effects on the heart and the brain. The novel aspect of the virus means that more time and research is needed to conclusively state the long-term ramifications. Still, Nearly 130,000 Americans have died this year from COVID-19. The Yankees are scheduled to begin their season on July 23rd in a game against the Washington Nationals, the reigning World Series champions. Now, it's unclear if Major League Baseball will be able to proceed with those plans, or if the league will have to scrap its season altogether because of the global pandemic for a second time this year. Originally, MLB was supposed to launch the season on March 26th, but again, COVID-19 sort of just said, nope, not going to happen, boys, not going to happen. So we'll keep on that. And the college football saga as well. In fact, college sports saga, you might as well say it. In golf, and oh boy, things are getting a little dicey, weather-wise and otherwise. Here is the latest. Justin Thomas had been a model of efficiency and consistency through 3 days of the 2020 Workday Charity Open. He leads at 15 under after 54 holes of bogey-free golf in which he has carved up Murfield Village pretty much like a turkey. Thomas is probably the best all-around game on the PGA Tour, and all of it was on display on Saturday when he shot a 6 under 66 to take over Colin Morikawa's two-day lead and take control of a tournament that could turn out to be the 13th victory of his career. Let's take a look at all the action. We'll tell you why tomorrow is going to look a little different. Now, Justin Thomas, top of the heap at -6. Third at 13 under. Tie for fifth between Sam Burns, Ian Poulter, and Rory Sabatini at -10. Tie for eighth with Gary Woodland, Ricky Fowler, Chase Schaefer, Hideki Matsuma, and MJ Duffy at -9. Now, we have a little thing for you. In fact, I wish we had it on our little board here, but we didn't get a chance to put it up. Tomorrow, let's the Workday Charity Open. Okay. Now, heading into Sunday's final round of the Workday Charity Open Workday Charity Open Golf Tournament, there has been a little change. There's been a brief change for the conclusion. And Sunday at Murfield Golf Club in Dublin, Ohio, has moved up its tee time between 7 and 9 a.m. Eastern. That's much earlier than CBS was on CBSSports.com, beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, with CBS television coverage commencing at 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, weather is the story. It's certainly unfortunate for those who have been hoping to watch the final round live on TV. Through 3 rounds, Justin Thomas leads at -16, Victor Hovland at 14, and Colin Morikawa at 13. Well, let's see. Justin Thomas, Justin Thomas -16, Victor Hovland -14, and Colin Morikawa -13. So there's the top 3, and we gave you the rest just a few moments ago. 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, so big old. We are about 20. We have about 27 minutes remaining in our broadcast, and we still got more sports for you, including, of course, the scoreboard. But soccer, wow, the Premier League. The regulation battle is as wild as ever in the Premier League, with essentially 5 teams looking like contenders, but only 3 can go down to the second division next season. Saturday, we saw one club officially regulated. Norwich City was regulated after just being promoted this season following another uninspiring performance. West Ham, fellow relegation contenders, scored a massive 4-0 win at Norwich, with Michail Antonio scoring all 4 goals. The Hammers are now 6 points above the drop zone. Elsewhere on Saturday, Watford beat Newcastle 2-1 with 2 Troy Deeney penalty kicks to also move 6 points clear, an inch closer to safety. The wins by West Ham and Watford is horrible news for Bournemouth and Aston Villa, who now may need to win out to stay up. The Cherries are 6 points back with 12 at play, while Villa is 7 back. Bournemouth takes on Leicester City tomorrow, while Villa faces Crystal Palace. Brighton is in 15th place with 36 points and 8 clear of the drop zone, meaning they are very much pretty safe. So now, who are the teams that are right now looking safe? Well, let's tell you that tomorrow, 9:15 a.m., Aston Villa will take on Crystal Palace, and at 2 o'clock, Bournemouth will take on Leicester City. By the way, you can watch both of those games on NBCSN, I do believe, because both games will be doing that broadcast. Yeah, excuse moi, folks. It is 12:09. We're just 21 minutes away from all this madness to depart, as it were. There we go. All right, let's get to more here. There we go. In NBA news, well, the Joe Louis Arena went bye-bye, end of an era for the Detroit Red Wings when they moved from the JLA to the arena that Pizza built, Little Caesars Arena. They weren't the only ones that decided to go back to the Motor City. The Detroit Pistons, the former home of the Detroit Pistons, said goodbye to the Palace of Auburn Hills, and the last remnants of that famed building came down. That's right. The Detroit Pistons moved into a new arena back in 2017, leaving the suburbs and the Palace of Auburn Hills home in downtown. Now, 3 years later, one of the most well-known basketball and entertainment auctioneers and a bunch of other folk decided to take away the pieces of it. It was imploded in a matter of seconds. Much of the arena had already been gutted. In 1988, the Pistons brought immediate success with Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman leading the way. The Bad Boys won 2 straight NBA titles in the arena's first 2 years of existence. Later on, the Palace was home to the Pistons' run of dominance in the early 2000s, when they went to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals, 2 finals, and won their 3rd title in 2004. And the Pistons weren't the only team bringing championships to the Palace. The WNBA's Detroit Shock, led by head coach Bill Laimbeer, who was a key member of those bad boy Piston teams, won 3 titles in 2003, 2006, and 2008. Now in Dallas, after a brief stop in Tulsa, the franchise has had little success since leaving Detroit behind. Along with plenty of success, the arena was coincidentally also home to 2 of the worst nights in NBA and WNBA history. The Malice at the Palace and the on-court brawl between the Shock and the LA Sparks. Between all the basketball, both good and bad, and a legendary musical performance and some wrestling action, there were a ton of history in that building, but like so many before it, history does not stand the course of time, but we will have memories. We continue on our merry little chase, do we not? Yes, we do. It is 12:12, and we keep going. No, we don't. As you know, the NBA has announced that it is going to restart their season, get ready for the playoffs, etc. And they are going to allow social justice messages, to be on the backs of the players' jerseys. Well, almost all of them. LeBron James, member of the Los Angeles Lakers, will wear his own name on the back of his jersey at Disney World rather than one of the NBA-approved social justice slogans he revealed in a Zoom call with the members of the media on Saturday. Dave McMenamin said about LeBron James said in the presser, quote, "I commend anyone that decides to put something on the back of their jersey. It's just something that didn't seriously resonate with my mission, with my goal. I would have loved to have had a say so on what would have went on the back of my jersey. I had a couple of things in mind, but I wasn't part of that process, and that's okay." Now, the NBA's official list of approved social justice messages is as follows: Black Lives Matter, say their names, vote, I can't breathe, justice, peace, equality, freedom, enough, power to the people, justice now, say her name, si puede, yes we can, liberación, see us, hear us, respect us, love us, listen to us, stand up, ally, anti-racist, I'm a man, speak up, how many more, group economics, education reform, and mentor. Well, James is one of the most socially active players in the NBA. He has spoken out on a number of issues, including athlete activism, gun violence. He opened a school in his hometown of Akron to serve underprivileged students, and recently started a voting rights initiative with several other star players. His decision not to wear a social justice message is somewhat surprising through that lens, but so is the league's decision not to consult him on possible messages. Aside from being the NBA's most famous player, James is also a former union vice president and is close friends with the union president, Clarence Paul. James didn't specify what messages he would have considered for the back of his jersey. Few players have yet specified what they plan to wear on the back of their jerseys, but LeBron's dissatisfaction with the available options could impact their decisions. In its own way, it is a form of protest against performative, corporatized social efforts. When there was a doubt over whether or not the decision would be the decision to start corporate social, there was in doubt whether or not the season would restart. Patrick Beverley said if LeBron wanted to play, the NBA would play. Sure enough, the NBA is playing. We'll see if this decision has a similar impact. Oh, this is starting to get good. Stay tuned. Okay, let us go from there to the scoreboard. That's right, folks. Time for us to give you the scoreboard. And then it'll be the shout outs, and then we call it a day. By the way, before we do the shout outs, get you an update on all that has been happening. And boy, whew. Is there a oh yeah, is this Kentucky? Hi. Let's get you to the official results from the, well, it was very interesting, to say the least. Let's give you the 52 of Saturday's Buckle Up Your Truck 225 NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series race and held a spot through the second stage break, earning his first career series victory. When lightning and rain showers forced the race to be called official, 71 laps into the scheduled 150-lapper. Menacing weather around Kentucky Speedway ultimately caused teams to race the skies as well as each other, and Creed's bold move around Kentucky native Ben Rhodes and rookie Zane Smith on that restart turned out to be the trophy maker. Now Rhodes, who won in 2018 and defending series champion Matt Crafton, who rallied from sixth place on that restart, ultimately finished second and third. Johnny Sauter and series championship leader Austin Hill rounded out the top five. And there you go. So, there you go. Tomorrow afternoon, it is the NASCAR Cup Series in Kentucky, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. That'll be on, I do believe, FS1. Now let's go to the scoreboard, and let's get as much of it as we can. In the Premier League, West Ham over Norwich 4-0. Watford over Newcastle 2-1. Liverpool and Burnley tied at 1. Sheffield United over Chelsea 3-0. Manchester City over Brighton 5-0. In Cities A in Italy soccer, it was Sassuolo 2, Lazio 1, Brescia blank over AS Roma 3-2. There we go. Okay. In Italy, Series A action, it was Sassuolo over Lazio 2-1, Roma over Brescia 3-0. Juventus and Atlanta ended up in a 2-2 tie. In La Liga Español, it was Osasuna over Celta Vigo 2-1, Barcelona over Valladolid 1-0, and Atlantic Madrid over Betis 1-0. Austria, the typical Bundesliga, okay. See, in Austria, the Typico Bundesliga Europe League playoffs, Austria Vienna to okay, that is correct. Yes, that is correct. I'm still live. Austria Pico Bundesliga was Hartberg over Austria Vienna 3-2. In Denmark, the Superliga Europa League playoffs, it was Randers over Odense 2-1. In Germany Bundesliga regulation, it was Ingolstadt and Nuremberg 3-1. Poland Extra Kalasa Championship Group Liga just does a great job, and all that. Right now, Bundesliga regulation, Ingolstadt over Nuremberg 3-1. Polish Soccer Championship Group Liga over Cracovia 2-0. In the regulation group, it was Arka Gdynia over LKS Lodz 3-2. Wisla and Korona Kelki 1-0. South Korea K-League, Incheon and Sangjun Sangmu. Thank you. 1 up in the score column. Okay. South Korea K-League 1, Incheon and Sangmu tied at 1. We had ties all over the place in South Korea soccer action. Jeonbuk and Sinogram tied at 2. Pohang and Suwon Blue Wings also tied at 1. Club friendly action. We'll give you just a few. If you want to see all the rest of the scores, go to scoreboard.com/EN for English. Krupa over Borderock 1-0. Sandersdorf loser to Chemie Leipzig 3-0. Motherswell over the Dundee Durs. There over Dundee. Anyway. Anyway. Let's keep going here because I'm nodding off. Motherswell over Dundee United 1-0. Stahl Krasnik over Luberto 4-0. Yarokshin over LKS Golushau 5-1. Anderchrist over to St. Truden. That is it for the obligatory half. There are a bunch of other scores from the club friendly. Right now in baseball, it took full 9 innings, but in the Japan NPB, it was the Chiba Marins against the Cebu Lions, 6-4, the final score. Marins gets the win. The Chiba foam.
Okay.
Anyway.
Bed, right?
Yeah, right after I give the scores and my shout out. I will. Thank you, Mom, for chiming in while our live broadcast. Okay, that's okay. Chibalate Marins over the Cebu Lions 6-4, 6-7-1 for the Marins, 4-8-2 for the Lions. Tanichi for the Marins gets the win. It's split 1-1. Matsumoto gets a loss. He's 0-2. Hiroshima Carp just dumbfounded and then stung the Chunichi Dragons 19-4, 19-23-1 for the Carp, 4-8-0 for the Dragons. Oric Buffalo, the winner and loser of the game, Tokata for the Carp got the win. He splits the record. He's 1-1. Meanwhile, Katsuno gets a loss by Chunichi and is 0-1. The Oric Buffaloes took on the Nippon Ham Fighters and won 5-3 the final score, 5-8-2 for the Buffaloes, 3-7-0 for the Foo Fighters. A very nice, interesting team. Let's see, it was anyway. Let's keep going here. The Fukuoka Silverhawks over the Rakuten Golden Eagles, 8-4, 8-10-0 for the Hawks, 4-6-2 for the Eagles. Niho for the Hawks. He goes 1-2, while Karushima, it's a loss. That's 0-1. The Yokohama Bay Stars over the Hanshin Tigers, 4-2, 4-10-0 Bay Stars, 2-6-1 Tigers. Fujikawa for the Tigers gets lost. He's 0-2. Ishida gets the win. He's 1-0. Yakult Swallows over the Yomiuri Giants, 9-4, 9-10-1 for the Swallows, 4-9-1 for the Giants. Okay, let's get to the rest of these while we still got eyeballs. Rakuten Golden Eagles, loser. Oh, I've already done the that. Fukawa and Ishida, I've already done that. Yakult Swallows over the Yomiuri Giants, 9-4. What a way not to make a living. 9-10-1 for the Swallows, 4-9-1 for the Giants. Sanchez gets a loss. He's 2-2. Agawa for the Akut Swallows gets his third win in a row. And in the second inning, in game still in progress, after 2 innings of play, it is the Oric Buffalo 0, and then the Nippon Ham Fighters Goose Egg. Czech Republic, Temple Prague blanked Eagles Prague 6-0, 6-9-0 for Temple, 0-2-1 for Prague. Oh boy, I tell you, this is getting weirder and weirder. Yes, we'll try it again. Czech Republic. Temple Prague over Eagles Prague 6-0, 6-9-0 for Temple, 0-2-1 for Eagles Prague. Kotlarka Prague defeated Ostrava 9-2. Jesus criminy! I just fell asleep for a moment. Please. I'm almost. I'm almost. Please hold. Okay. Sorry, folks. Went to a little sleep there. It's been a long day. Tempo Prague, Eagle Prague, 6 Love, 690 Tempo, 021 Eagle Prague. Kotlarka Prague over Ostrava, 10-9, 10-9-2 for Kotarka, 9-15-3 for Ostrava. Sabat Prague over Trebek. Well, Trebek beat Sabat Prague 3-2, 3-6-2 to 2-6-1. Trebek 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Sabat Prague 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 errors. In the Nicaragua playoffs of the CNBS, Boer whopped Matagalpa 12-6. In South Korea, in the Korean Baseball Organization, here we go, folks. SK Wyvern over the Hanwha Eagles 5-3, 5-8-0 for the Wyverns, 3-6-2 for the Eagles. Kia Tigers over the Kiwoom Heroes, 8-3, 8-11-1 Tigers, 3-11-2 Heroes. KT Wiz Swung over the Samsung Lions, 10-7, 10-13-4 for the Swan, 7-10-0 for the Lions. The LG Twins over the NC Dinos, they ended up in extra innings and they ended up tied 6-6, 6-13-1 for the Twins, 6-9-0 for the Dinos. Lottie Giants over the Doosan Bears, 5-4, 5-9-2 for the Giants, 4-8-2 for the Doosan Bears. Taiwan CPBL first stage, China Trust Brothers blanked the Fubon Guardians 17-0, 17-19-2 for the Brothers, 0-4-2 for the Guardians. Rakuten Monkeys over the Uni Lions, 9-2, 9-13-0 for the Monkeys. You never know where they'll be found. And 2-6-1 for the Lions. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hello to my friends over at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We had a little incident here, so that's why I'm going to have to sign off right now. Not only did I attempt to fall asleep, but there was a little accident that's just taken place here. So I'm going to be saying goodnight to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll be back on the air tomorrow night at our regular time, which is 11:10 p.m. Eastern. From all of us here at the L2C Sports Final and L2C Sports, I'm Steve Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. No matter what sport you love, may your favorite team always be winners. Good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. And that is it for us. I've got one thing I must do. So thank you, folks, for watching. Apologies if I sort of zonked out a couple of times. I'll try not to do that tomorrow night. We're on at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, everybody. Good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.